Welcome to the Highly Effective Man podcast, hosted by former Navy SEAL turned life and fitness coach. I'm your host, JP Bolwahnn. This podcast is your resource for unlocking the healthiest, most productive, and highly effective man within you. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Highly Effective Man podcast. I'm your host, JP Bolwahnn. So if you're a man in your 30s, your 40s, or your 50s who feels slower, weaker, stiffer, or more tired than you used to, and maybe you're wondering if this is just how it's going to be now, this episode's for you, okay? Because what you're feeling isn't age, okay? It's detraining. And those are two very different things. So some of the things we're going to cover today is the difference between biological age and training age. Why most men feel old when actually it's just that they're untrained again, and how to train smarter, not harder after 30, 35, and how to get your edge back. Okay, so here's the real questions that men are asking, and we're going to say the quiet part out loud. The real question isn't, can I still get fit? It's, is it too late for me? Am I past my prime? And that's something that a lot of guys won't say out loud, right? They feel it when their joints are hurting, their energy crashes, their workouts feel heavier than they used to, or when they see the younger guys that are doing things that they used to say that, oh man, that used to be easy. And then they start telling themselves a story, right? Like, I'm past my prime. Man, no, that's BS, okay? Because you're not past your prime. You're just untrained again, right? So let's talk about biological age versus training age. And here's the distinction that changes everything. Biological age is how many years you've been alive. And training age is how long you've actually been training consistently. Now, most men that I coach and most guys that I talk to, they're biologically 40, right? But they're training like they're starting over. And here's the truth. Your body doesn't remember what you used to do. It only responds to what you're doing right now, right? You don't lose it because you got older. You lose it because life happened, and that's okay, right? You had a career, you have kids, stress, travel, injuries, inconsistent training, inconsistent sleep, inconsistent nutrition. And that's not weakness. That's just reality, right? That's life. But the body adapts fast when you give it the right stimulus again, right? The body's an organism. And all you have to do is stress it in the right ways and it'll respond. And I've seen guys that are in their 40s and 50s regain strength, drop body fat, move better, sleep better, and feel confident again. And it's not because they're special. It's because they trained again. Now, here's why men feel old when they're just detrained, right? You feel stiff, you feel weak, you feel gassed, you feel slow, you feel beat up. And a lot of guys assume that that's just aging. But that's actually what detraining feels like. Think about it. If you stopped brushing your teeth for 5 years, would you say, well, I guess my mouth has passed its prime? No. You'd say, I stopped doing the thing that maintains them, right? And your body works the same way. Strength is a skill. Conditioning is a skill. Mobility is a skill. And if you stop practicing the skills, they start to go away, right? And here's the most fucked up part about it is, right? Men start training like they're old instead of training their way back, right? They stop lifting because they're afraid they're going to get hurt. They stop pushing themselves. They avoid intensity altogether because they're worried that they're going to get hurt. That's not protection. That's surrender. right? And what actually changes after 35 and what doesn't is a lot, okay? Because let's be honest, some things do change, right? Recovery is going to take a little bit more time. It's going to take more intention. Sleep is going to matter more. Nutrition matters more. And warm-ups are going to matter more. But here's what doesn't change. Your ability to build muscle. You can still build muscle in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, okay? You can still get strong. Your ability to get strong is still there. Your ability to improve your conditioning or your cardiovascular health. Your ability to feel confident in your body again. The body is incredibly adaptive, but you've got to respect it. And a mistake that a lot of guys make is to train like what they find online or like some 25-year-old, right? Too much volume, too much randomness, too much ego, not enough structure. Or they go the opposite direction and they have no intensity, no progression, and no standard, right? Either sides of that spectrum, you're going to fail. So here's how you train smarter, not harder. Okay? Training smarter after 35 means, okay, yeah, I might have to go fewer days, but they're going to be done consistently, right? Full body workouts instead of bro splits. You can do conditioning that builds capacity and not burnout. Mobility that's practical, right, and fits your schedule and isn't like some endless stretching. And you got to look at recovery as a non-negotiable. You don't need 90-minute workouts. You don't need perfect programming. And you don't need extreme diets. What you need is structure, progression, standards that you're going to meet, and discipline that's applied over time. The goal isn't to prove anything. It's to rebuild the machine so that it runs for decades. Your prime is not something you pass. It's something that you enter when strength is trained, energy is managed, your discipline is enforced, and your identity is aligned with your actions again. Most guys, if you're listening to this, you don't need more motivation. You need proof. Proof that you're not done. Proof that you're not broken. Proof that you're not behind. You're just out of training, and that is fixable. If this episode is speaking to you and you're realizing that I'm not past my prime, I just haven't trained with structure in years, that's exactly why I built Rebuild the Man and the Highly Effective Man system. I coach guys all the time, and it's not to crush you, and it's not to hype you, but it's to give you simple training, clear standards, sustainable structure, and accountability that actually sticks. You don't need to become somebody new. You need to return to who you already are with discipline. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're not past your prime. You're just untrained again. And training is a decision that you can make today. Let's go. Thank you for listening to the Highly Effective Man podcast. If you enjoyed or learned something on this episode, do me a favor and share this with somebody who you think needs to hear it. And one last thing, if you want to work with me as your coach to help you get fit, be more productive, and in general, just be the most effective version of yourself, head over to my site, higherlevelcoaching.co. Once again, that's higherlevelcoaching.co, and schedule a call with me there. Thank you again. Let's go.